sighs as he hears someone enter the room. He doesn't even need to turn around to guess who it is. The small yet sharp footsteps coming from the door are enough to tell him that it is Daisy who graced him with her presence. He turns the swivel chair around, facing the woman. He bites his lip as he looks at her frantic figure. No matter how much he tries to deny it, he really can't. This woman is beautiful. "You still don't know where she is?" she asks. And utterly annoying. She just knows how to push his buttons. He sighs and closes his eyes, defeatedly shaking his head. "How many times do I have to tell you? I haven't found a lead yet. I've searched through all the CCTVs around the area, but I still don't know where she went. You know how my sister is, she's very tenacious." Daisy clicks her tongue and starts pacing back and forth in his room. Reese focuses back on the leads for the case, but ultimately realizes that he has hit a dead end. He bites his lip in annoyance and snaps his gaze at her. "Will you fucking stop that?" he exclaims. "Can't you see that I'm fucking thinking?" Daisy retorted. "If you didn't lose her at the station in the first place, then maybe we wouldn't have to go through all of this mess." Here they go again. After Talia escaped from the Cosa Nostra, there's not been a single day where the two of them didn't bicker. Clearly, today isn't an exception. The mixed feelings of frustration, attraction, and tiredness got the best of Reese, so he stood up from his desk and banged his fist at the table. Daisy looks at him with wide and surprised eyes. All throughout the arguments they had, this is the very first time where Reese actually reacted like this. "Will you stop blaming me for what happened?" he sneers. "All of this wouldn't have happened if you'd been a good friend to her. How could you miss the signs that she wanted to run away?" Daisy scoffs and glares at him. "So, it's my fault now? Am I supposed to be a mind reader or something? Sure, I may not have been the best friend, but I made sure to be with her every step of the way. I'm pretty fucking sure I've been a better sibling to her throughout this training system compared to you. What the fuck have you done for her?" Daisy's words hit Reese like a truck. What has he ever done for her? Not much. To be honest, he's just there. He never made fun of her, but he never defended her either. Was he a bad brother? Probably not. But he's not a good one either. Daisy sees his change of mood and wonders if she has gone too far. She bites her lip and swallows her pride. Fuck, she hates feeling this way. With much hesitation, he walks over to his table and holds onto his hand, causing the latter to look up at her. "Look," she sighs, closing her eyes since she can't handle his stare. "I'm sorry. I've gone too far. You're not a bad brother. I'm just frustrated about all of this. It's been more than a month since we last heard from her, and it's just so fucking frustrating that I don't have her here with me. I lost my best friend. And I lost my sister," Reese says. "Yeah," Daisy mutters under her breath. "I'm sorry once again." He shakes his head and subconsciously starts drawing circles on the back of her hand. "I'm sorry too. I must have taken my anger out on you because I've been so tired." "I get it," she nods. "Despite all of this," Reese says, "I really do think that Talia is alive and well. One thing about my sister is she never backs down without a fight. She's intelligent too. I know that leaving is her choice, so there's a dilemma inside of my heart of whether I should just accept it or not." Daisy purses her lips together. She never really thought of it that way. All throughout this ordeal, all she ever wanted was to get Talia back. However, what she failed to realize was that maybe, just maybe, she wanted to leave this place. And with that realization, she looks into Reese's sincere face. At that moment, he suddenly looks so handsome under the dim office light. Her eyes trail down to his sharp eyes to his plump and slightly rough lips. She can't help but also bite hers. Talia's genes are really something. Fucking handsome. "What?" Reese asks with wide eyes. Daisy snaps out of her thoughts and looks at him, confused. What?" she asks. "Is something wrong?" Reese still looks shocked. "Why, you just said I was fucking handsome." "Oh shit. Did she say that out loud?" She purses her lips together and internally cries out for help. Why now? She's been having thoughts about Reese ever since they started working together, but she repressed them inside her heart because she believes Talia's return is the priority at the moment. However, everything just came spilling out with her stupid utterance. Reese smirks as he stands up from his seat, walking over to Daisy, who is still in a stupor. So, after badmouthing me all day, you're actually pretty attracted to me, huh? Daisy shakes her head and looks him deep in the eyes. I'm not, she says. You must have heard wrong. You're nothing but an average Italian guy. Oh, really? He raises his eyebrows. A sudden wave of courage hits Reese's body. He doesn't know if it's because of the spur of the moment, or because Daisy looks so cute and beautiful in front of him, or maybe it's because he wanted to make a move on this woman ever since he saw her at the training system. All in all, he initiated an action he will never regret for the rest of her life. With one swift motion, Reese holds onto Daisy's nape and brings her in for a kiss. Their lips clash together in a hot kiss, and Daisy quickly kisses him back like it was an instinct, like she was starving. The two continued to kiss, the sound of their soft flesh and tongue making the atmosphere of the room filthy. They kissed like they'd never kissed before, and honestly, all the kisses they shared with other people flew right out of the window the moment their lips met. Daisy bites Reese's bottom lip, causing the latter to let out a low moan. Daisy smirks, but is quickly humbled when Reese becomes even more aggressive with his kiss. She moans into his mouth, and Reese swallows them all. After what felt like forever, the two finally broke away, both with smiles on their faces. Reese rests his forehead against Daisy's and places another kiss on her lips. How about now? He asks. Still an average Italian guy? She rolls her eyes and gently slaps his shoulder. You already know the answer to that. You're one hot motherfucker. Reese is delighted and goes back in for another kiss. He's home, a new addition to the family, and let's just say he kind of regrets it.
Sometime later.
SHH, Luciano exclaims as the creature beneath his feet continues whimpering. He sighs in frustration and massages the bridge of his nose. It hasn't even been an hour since the creature came home, and he already regrets it. Luciano has never been fond of dogs. Let's just say he's never really been fond of animals ever since he was young. After being attacked by a pack of squirrels when he was innocently playing in the grass when he was younger, he had never been the same. It also fueled his indifference and slight fear of these non-human creatures. However, after hearing his precious daughter continuously say that all she wants is a dog for her 6th birthday, he had no choice but to cave in. I mean, who could really blame him? With her adorable smile and puppy eyes, who would be able to say no? The two of them made eye contact, the puppy giving him a look that says, I want to be petted. He clicks his tongue and slightly leans down, caressing the puppy's fluffy hair for a split second. There, he mutters under his breath. I've patted you already. Now, go back under the bed and come out only when I call you. The puppy seems to be satisfied with Luciano's action, so he goes under the bed at his command. Luciano smirks as he watches the puppy do this. Alright, maybe this little guy's not as dumb as he made him out to be. The door opened, and Talia and Lucille went into the room. You called us? Talia asked, placing her mug down on the bedside table. Luciano nodded his head. Yeah, I have something for the two of you. Lucille's eyes sparkle in delight. A gift? Luciano chuckles and nods once more. Yes, baby. And you're going to like it very much. He claps his hands to get the puppy's attention, but to no avail. He claps his hands once more, but again, the puppy refuses to come out. Lucille and Talia are now looking at him weirdly. He purses his lips together in frustration. This puppy has been nothing but uncooperative ever since he came here. While he laments at the puppy's lack of cooperation, the little boy finally comes out from under the bed and presents himself to Talia and Lucille. He bites his lip to prevent the string of curses from coming out of them. However, he quickly holds himself back when he sees the wide smiles on his wife's and child's faces. Puppy! Lucille squeals and kneels down to the dog's level. Talia, too, looked at the puppy with wide eyes before leaning down to pet him. The puppy seems to be in paradise, very in contrast with how he interacted with Luciano a while ago. What should we name him? Talia asks. Lucille places her hand under her chin to think. Rocky! She screams. He looks like Rocky Road, so let's call him Rocky. Rocky, it is, Talia smiles. The puppy waggles his tail, and he seems to enjoy that name very much. Rocky, great. Very fitting. He observes as the two of them interact with the puppy. They seem to be very happy about the surprise, elated even. And although Luciano and the puppy had a very rocky start, he can't help but think that seeing their faces are worth it. For a second, he thinks this is a great decision.
Sometime later.
Alright, maybe this isn't a great decision after all. He enters the living room for their movie night with a bowl of popcorn in his hands. The three of them decided to watch the new Disney movie that had come out. Luciano presented himself to make the popcorn while Talia and Lucille made the blanket fort. He walks in and zooms his eyes on his usual spot but sees that it's already occupied. He stops in his tracks as the fluffy and smug puppy stares at him with his tongue out. Oh, place the popcorn here, Talia says. The movie is already starting. He places the bowl of popcorn on top of the table and looks for a vacant spot. Where am I supposed to sit? Right there, Talia says, pointing toward the single couch. Rocky is already comfortable here, so just stay there for the night. But that's my spot, he argues. Talia brushes him off. Look at him, Luciano. He looks so cute, she gushes, patting Rocky's head and placing a kiss near his ears. Luciano purses his lips together and begrudgingly sits down on the single couch. He glares at the puppy, who continues to look at him without any worries. Must be great, he mutters under his breath.
Sometime later.
The week continued, and Rocky still manages to steal Luciano's spotlight every chance he gets. What's worse is that they haven't had any sex for a week. An entire fucking week. All because that little rascal refuses to leave Talia's side whenever they sleep next to each other. He enters the room and sees that the spot next to Talia is vacant. He smiles to himself and thinks that this is finally his chance. He practically plops down next to Talia and doesn't waste any time peppering kisses on her neck. She turns around to look at Luciano. What's wrong? I'm horny, he whispers in her ear. Talia chuckles and shakes her head. Have you been holding yourself back? He nods his head. You have no idea. Talia fully turns around and places a kiss on his nose. Come here, then. Luciano smirks and dives in for her lips. The kiss started becoming steamy, however, just as he was about to remove his shirt, something came in between the two of them. Luciano groans in frustration when Rocky starts barking at him. You're here again? Talia chuckles and pushes Luciano away. Let's just do this some other time, yeah, she says. Rocky needs attention. At that moment, Luciano was already full of it. Rocky this. Rocky that. How about me, he asks. Irina looks at him with raised eyebrows. Are you seriously jealous because of a dog? He sneers. That dog is way smarter than Lucille and you had imagined. He literally enjoys taking the spotlight. He's just a puppy, Talia remarks. And don't tell me that you don't find him cute. Just look at him. Luciano looks at the puppy, and his heart softens a bit. Alright, maybe he is cute, only a little bit, though, but that doesn't take away the fact that he's really annoying. And don't act like you haven't been pampering him. You might think that we weren't watching, but I saw how you took care of him when you guys were all alone. Luciano purses his lips together. She saw that? Irina giggles and places Rocky down on the floor. Stay here for the night, okay? She gently says. Surprisingly, the puppy obeys her command and goes under the bed. You're so cute, she says, pinching his cheeks. You know that no one will be able to replace you in my heart, right? Luciano pouts and nods his head. Yeah. I'm sorry, he apologizes. I was being dramatic. She shakes her head and places a kiss on his pouty lips. Don't worry. It's cute. You're cute. It also made me realize that you'd be a good father to our baby. Huh? Luciano asks, confused as to why she suddenly brought that topic up. Talia smiles and wraps her arms around his torso. I'm saying, you'll be a good father to this baby, she says, leading his hand to touch her stomach. Luciano freezes while Talia continues looking at him. What? He uttered. You idiot, she mutters under his breath. We're going to have another baby.